Literally. In a land of likes, leggings, and lattes comes a podcast hosted by two basic beings, Becca and Maddie. This is the Basic Bee Podcast.
Welcome back, bees. It's so funny because I was going to wait and see what you'd say. Because whenever I edit, we always say, welcome back.
Oh, is that what I said?
we both do it.
Oh, that's so funny. Well, I guess at least it's consistent.
Yeah.
We're consistent, if nothing else.
I don't think it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
I decided to bring a Reese's.
You found the candy, huh?
Is it Reese's or Reese's?
Reese's is what I say.
Okay. I used to say Reese's.
Hey, it's peanut butter and chocolate. Regardless, it's delicious.
Don't matter how you pronounce it.
Exactly. Well, we should probably hop right in. I want to say that I have something to tell you that I did yesterday. That was pretty life-changing.
Is this an obsession or just an event?
An event.
Okay. Let's hear it.
I went back to the movies yesterday. Just for reference, this was recorded the day after Black Widow came out.
Mm-hmm.
And I went and saw it, and it was really, really good. My dad took a bunch of pictures with Scarlett Johansson's, movie poster. So maybe I'll, post those, because they're really funny. He's, looking at her so lovingly.
You should have posted those on your Instagram.
Well, I didn't have them, and I didn't want to text my mom.
Oh.
But, yeah, it was a really, really good movie.
How long was it?
It's we were there from, we got there 10 minutes before the movie started. And we were, home by 10. So I think it was right at 2 hours. Because the previews took 30 whole minutes.
You're mad about that?
Yeah, I hate the previews.
I love previews. It's like miniature movies.
Yeah, I wasn't into any of them.
Oh.
Why are you wearing gloves?
I'll get into it.
Okay. She just put on gloves, y'all. So
I'll tell you later. I'm listening to you.
Okay. Anyway, but it was really, really good. And like I said, it was life-changing to have a superhero movie that isn't stupid like Wonder Woman.
And you didn't have to wear a mask.
I didn't have to wear a mask.
Wow.
We ate popcorn. But this is where the real life-changing part comes in. Guess how much the snacks were?
40?
More.
60?
More.
No.
$70 was our total.
What? Is this at AMC?
We went to Regal.
Oh my gosh.
And it was my dad's fault because my dad is a huge Marvel guy. He's been waiting for this movie to come out for a year and 6 months.
He's been saving.
And he wanted the popcorn. And we always make this deal where one sets, so me and my husband will either buy the tickets or we buy the snacks.
Right, that's fair.
Yes. And so we signed up for the snacks, and we got screwed. But my mom offered to pay for it, and I was like, I know, it's fine.
Well, how much were tickets? How many
$56.
People? Wow.
Yeah, for 5 of us. But,
that's like going to an actual theater.
Yeah. But I will say that it was, my dad's, got the Black Widow 10 and the cup, and it was $30 just for that.
Okay.
So it was, but I'm like,
it costs 50 cents to make in China.
Yes, yeah, that's where it really screws you. But yeah, we got the 10, the cup, we got 3 more drinks. One of them was large for me and my husband, and then
you share.
Yeah, we share a drink, and then a small popcorn, and medium drink and a small drink. And then 2 sets of candy. That's it. We did not get that much.
Yeah, that's not that much.
Yeah, it was, like I said, the popcorn tin was almost half.
This is just making me want movie popcorn.
That's, where it was worth it. And my husband did not put enough butter.
Oh, I'm pissed.
Oh, I was like, did you put butter on that? He's like, more than enough. So I trusted him. Then we got halfway through, and there was none.
Have you done the straw hack?
Yes, we have done where you stick the straw in.
Maybe you taught me that.
I don't know.
I feel like maybe you did.
Yeah, because you stick it in, and then what we do is you stick it in.
The straw.
Yeah, and so it gets on the bottom, then you pull it out halfway, do it again so it's halfway, and then on the top, yeah.
It's like the ultimate, chubby person's hack.
Yeah,
Dawn and I love doing that.
Yes.
We don't put salt on it, though.
Really? We do a little bit. Not a ton, though.
I feel like it's already salty enough.
Yeah.
So maybe an obsession is Black Widow.
The movie itself was good. Okay. I'm not going to down it. But, like, I was happy for it to be as good as it was. Because it was, like, pretty much a woman movie, you know? And, like, I thought Wonder Woman 84 was terrible. And I was like, wow, that's, like, our only other girl superhero movie. And this is what we get. But, yeah, it was really, really good. I wouldn't call it an obsession, though, because I'm not like, oh, I need to go see it again. But right. That's my dad.
I feel like obsession is, like, a strong word, but...
It was definitely an event that I will remember because, like, everyone was just... It was so nice to be in the movies. And, like,
so freeing.
No one wore a mask, and people were just, like,
normal.
Happy. Yes, and although I will say, like... The people next to us kept getting up and, like, going to the bathroom.
Oh, my gosh.
And I, like, that makes me so nervous anymore. Because, you know, shootings.
Yeah.
So.
And it's just freaking annoying.
Yeah, it distracts you from the movie for sure. But, yeah, it was really good. So, highly recommend. It's $30 on Disney Plus, too. So.
Oh.
Yeah, if you don't want to go to the movies. But why wouldn't you? Movie theater popcorn.
Yeah.
Just be prepared to spend $70.
That's ridiculous.
Yes. So, your turn. Do we get the story with the gloves?
Okay, so my recent obsession has been picking my face.
Oh.
And it's not a good thing.
No.
And I do these to suppress the urge because I can't get in there.
Gotcha.
And I think maybe I've been anxious or something because, like, whenever I have a slight moment to myself, whether I'm in the car, at work, in the bathroom, watching Netflix... It's, like, constant.
Yeah.
Like, I want to pick my neck, my scalp. It's like an actual thing. And I need to stop.
Yeah.
So Dawn bought me these gloves, and they have the tech fingers, and they have bows.
They're cute. I just was like, why are you wearing gloves in summertime?
They're very odd, but they're nice and light so that I don't get hot.
That's good.
Right. So that's one of my recent obsessions.
Is negative.
I have another one, but you can go next.
Okay. My recent obsession has been the Ulta brand of their lip gloss. I'll post it in the stories if I remember. But it has coconut oil in it, and it just feels so freaking good on my face.
That's good.
So that's kind of been my obsession, and I've been using it, like, probably way too much, but... So that's kind of one of them. And then my other obsession has been Ruffles chips and sour cream and onion dip.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I need to stop.
I need to stop a lot of things.
I know. I get annoyed and, like, I'll be like, I need a snack. Or if I get bored, I snack. So that's my other problem. But, yeah, I've been, like, obsessed with the Dean sour cream and Ruffles. It's just so good.
It's a perfect summer snack.
Exactly.
Okay, so my other obsession was I figured out a couple nights ago. Adam and I watched it's a Netflix special called Inside. You might have seen it on the Explorer, like, most popular, but it's a comedian, Bo Burnham, and it's been super popular. The audios on TikTok have been popping off, but this guy, when the pandemic started, he's a comedian, decided to make this whole, it's almost like a musical in this one room in his house, just himself. And he wrote all the music, he produced it, he did all of the lights, and it sounds like it could get really boring very easily, but it was so entertaining. He's really talented, and I've had the finale, or one of the finale songs stuck in my head, but...
Interesting.
It's so good.
Huh. It's called Insider?
It's called Inside.
Oh, Inside.
Because he's locked inside.
Interesting.
I
might have to watch that.
Yeah, it took him over a year to make it.
Wow. Hey, COVID, though.
Yeah.
You can get creative, I guess, when you're locked in your house.
It was just so good. But yeah, that was my other obsession.
Oh, okay. Good. And then last night I gave you my Amazon password. Did you get in and watch it, or?
No. So I forgot that you went to the movie, and I texted you that because I was hanging out with my friend, and then I forgot that I texted you, and then I just haven't had the chance.
Yeah, Maddie needed to watch the new iCarly's.
Right.
And so she needed my Amazon information.
That's on my to-do list.
Yeah, it's on mine too. I just wasn't very motivated by the first episode I saw.
No, I mean, we watched part of it or all of it, I think.
Yeah, the whole first episode we watched together.
It was just so cringy, but, like, I have to keep watching.
Yeah, I feel like I need to, but I don't know. I'm like, without Sam, is it really the same?
And they're making it, woke and modern and I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't mind that. It's just like they crammed every PC thing you can say in the first episode, and it was just too much.
Yeah, but I'm giving it a chance. I'm gonna keep watching it, and then I'll have a final review, hopefully, in the next little bit.
Yes. Are they doing week by week episodes?
I don't know.
So it might take you a while to have a final review.
Oh, is it week by week?
I don't know, because it only had 3 episodes the first time we watched it. So it'd be interesting to see how many it had now.
That sucks.
But yeah. We'll have to definitely do, like, a overall, like, quick review in a couple weeks of what we thought.
Yep.
But yeah.
Well, should we introduce our topic?
Yeah, why don't you introduce it this week?
Okay, so this episode is all about manifestation. Wait.
What was that?
I got the word wrong. I almost said manifestation. That's the right word.
I was like, were you going to say masturbation? Or like, what's the other word that's close to that?
Wait, I don't know. When I was saying it, it sounded wrong. Okay. Manifestation.
There you go. That was beautiful.
That was supposed to sound like a vibration, not a ghost.
Oh, okay. When I told Brandon, my husband, what we were going to do this week, he's like, does that have something to do with Ghost? And I was like, no. But now that you say that, I'm like, why does everyone think of Ghost?
Maybe it's because of infestation? Or, I don't know. Is there another word?
I don't know.
It sounded wrong when I said it. Masturbation.
So, anyway, that's our topic.
Manifestation, not masturbation.
Hey, if we talk about masturbation, we might get a lot of views, though.
That would get so many clicks, probably more than the Sugar Babies episode.
Probably.
Okay, so what we kind of want to talk about, maybe dissect manifestation a little bit, maybe why we think it's so popular, and then at the end we can kind of talk about whether it's BS or not.
Yeah.
So, do you think that sums it up?
I think so perfectly. And for people who don't know what it is, like my husband who thought it had something to do with ghosts, I do have Urban Dictionary definitions for us. Okay. So manifest is defined by Urban Dictionary as made it happen, made something real, wished for something, and it ended up happening. And then manifesting is a term used by subliminal users, meaning to hope or desire, meaning to hope for a desire until it comes true using the law of attraction.
Yes.
So they had a bunch of examples, like, it's like basically affirmations to yourself almost. And like, then it's going to happen. So like someone manifesting that their husband is going to get them a dog. And then by the end of the year, they get a dog. They say, I manifested that.
Right. And I had pretty much the same definition. It just says, in the simplest terms, it's putting your intention towards something that you hope will happen and then watching it happen in real life. So it's basically imagining something, watching it happen. And something I wrote down was it can be in relationships, it can be for jobs, money, or feelings.
Okay.
Or health, even. So you can really apply it to any facet of your life.
So can I say I manifest this episode will be a really good one and then it will happen?
Yeah, I thought maybe at the end we could do some manifestations for the podcast.
I like it. Well, what I found interesting when researching, because I kind of went down a rabbit hole, as I always do, is it dates back to the 19th century. Which, yeah, surprised me. Unfortunately, there's like no other information on how that happened. But they say it's a spiritual practice. This is from Study Breaks. And it's more of an idea, like the word didn't exist, but it was this idea that you can consciously attract anything you desire into your life. And just like you said, usually it has to do with money and love. I mean, and other small things. But it says Manifestation claims to be the perfect method for achieving your goals and creating your dream life. Another concept that's often tied in with this discussion is called the law of attraction, which is the belief that your thoughts and energy have the power to shape your reality.
Yes, and I wrote down law of attraction further down because when I talk about that, I wanted to talk about vibrations a little bit.
Okay.
But maybe I wanted to touch on, so you mentioned the 19th century. When I was researching it, I saw that Thomas Edison used versions of manifestation.
Interesting.
And Nikola Tesla has talked a lot about it. And I have a quote from him. And a lot of people who are big on manifestation talk about him. He was a big inventor. But one of the things he said was, if you want to discover the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. So that kind of goes back to law of attraction, which in short words I could say is like attracts like. So, and this part is it's more like of the hippy dippy, stuff that maybe people are quick to discount.
Yeah.
But they say, and by they I mean the people I was watching like on YouTube and finding through Google, that it has everything to do with your vibration, and everything has a frequency. So the life of your dreams has a frequency, or like who you want to be has a frequency. So when you start to manifest and believe and try to attract it, you're raising your vibrations. Okay. So because manifestation has become so popular recently, so has the like dictionary, or like the words common with it, like vibes and vibrations. But yeah, so that was some stuff I found about law of attraction.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a very interesting read. And yeah, I got a lot of the manifestation, like being a buzzword now, has to come from TikTok.
Yes, so I wrote that down too.
Okay.
Because I thought we needed to talk about why do we think it's so big right now.
Yeah, and that's what I got was TikTok, and manifestation and law of attraction have been a very highly counted hashtag. So people are definitely using it.
I think, and it's huge on YouTube as well. It's just big in like the influencer world, I feel like. But the reason I think that it's gotten such traction is because, first of all, it's free.
Yeah.
It's easy. Every single person can do it who has a brain.
Yeah.
And it sounds nice.
Yeah.
It's like, do you want the life of your dreams? Write it down 3 times.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah, and whenever we're ready, I do have the methods of manifestation written.
I have a little about those too, so maybe we could get into how you manifest.
Okay, so I'll start with the basic TikTok trend.
Okay.
The most common way is through affirmations, written or spoken, kind of like you mentioned. Statements that put your desires out into the universe. The idea behind these short expressions is that they can affect the conscious and subconscious mind, and in turn influence our behavior and environment.
So, like an example of an affirmation is, money comes easily to me. Or like, I am just as important as Paris Hilton or something. I don't know. And something that goes off of affirmations is the first step that I wrote down, and I made steps based off a bunch of random stuff that I was looking up.
Okay.
Was remove limiting beliefs. So limiting beliefs is like another buzzword for people in this realm. Limiting beliefs, for example, can be something like, I need a man to be happy. But an affirmation would be, I am happy just as I am, single or not, or something.
Okay.
Or a limiting belief that's common is money is hard to attain. But you could counter that by telling yourself, money flows easily towards me or something.
Yeah. So, like, you can't just say, I manifest $10,000 by the end of the year. It's more like, money's going to come more easily to me and my needs will be met or something.
Right.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. So, yeah, it's interesting. We have a lot of things matching up from what we found. The second step that I wrote down was set your intentions. This is another phrase that I've heard a lot recently. Basically, setting intentions just means stating what you want to accomplish in some way. Maybe you don't even speak it out loud, but the way that you start setting intentions is basically daydreaming and visualizing. So things that you've always wanted, and maybe it's a passing or a fleeting thought, like, oh, wouldn't it be nice to have a house in the woods or something. You take that thought and you capture it and you focus on it. You don't like let it flee.
Okay.
So something that I think is a good idea, and this goes along with visualization, is creating a dream board.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of people that I was looking up talked about a dream board, and you don't even have to make a physical one, but I think it would be kind of cool to make
I think
one.
that'd be fun.
Yeah. I think maybe we could make a dream board.
We should. That'd be fun.
Podcast. And I have a lot of ideas for it, but I think it'd be cool just to create my own dream board.
Yeah.
Like for my life.
Yeah, absolutely. But
it's getting really specific and making sure that you know what you want and it's not all willy-nilly. So that was something that was super important that I found.
Yeah. Well, I love the idea of a dream board.
We should try that.
We should. I would love to have, like, you know, because I always have so many ideas.
You do.
You know, I have a bucket list and everything else. So I think a dream board would be really, really fun.
Yeah.
We should totally make some.
Okay, that's on our to-do list.
Yeah, we'll get, like, a poster board. I think would be fine.
Yeah.
And, like, glue, make it look pretty.
We could get some
glitter.
We could get some magazine clippings, print out some pictures.
That'd be really cute.
All right.
That'd be fun.
It's going to happen.
Okay,
We're
sounds
manifesting
good.
it.
I'm manifesting that I'm going to make a dream board.
Yep.
That's not really how manifesting works, but whatever.
Wait, doesn't a dream board start the manifestation process?
I think so. I guess
so. This is circular. It never ends.
Pretty much. Because once you accomplish things, you have to manifest something else, right? Then you start back at square 8.
Square 8?
A.
Oh. I'm like, where's square 8?
Isn't that a term, square? Square 1 is the term, not square 8.
That's why I was confused.
I'm also going to manifest that I can learn catchphrases and not sound like a moron.
I think that works. Square A, square 1, it's all the same.
Yes, it's the first.
So, I guess I'll get through my little steps and then maybe you can get more specific.
That sounds great.
Okay, so far I have remove your limiting beliefs, set your intentions, start journaling, and you're probably going to dive into this a little bit, but through journaling I learned about scripting and the 369 method, and you can explain that part. Maybe write down some gratitudes, and then something else that was a tool some people suggested was to say what you journal out loud.
Yeah.
And then the last step I wrote down was to detach, and all that means is to let it go and be patient. And this is how they phrased it. You have to wait on the universe's timing.
Okay.
But you can say God's timing or I don't know, however you want to phrase that. But you can't be like, I need this by now. Or like, I need this by next month.
Gotcha. So it's kind of like, do all this and then kind of just step back and let it.
Yeah, something that I heard was you set your times to journal and then you let it go and you don't revisit the intense thought until your next session.
Yeah. Well, so I've read that journaling is really good for your mind. Like, I've heard that.
Yeah.
It's really good for you. And I'm like, man, I want to do all these things, but I'm like, how do you make time for it? And I know I need to, but like, I want to read 30 minutes a night.
Mm-hmm.
And whether I like to read for pleasure, because
Mm-hmm.
I read school books all day.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I need 30 minutes a night to read for pleasure. And then I need 30 minutes a night for my devotional.
Mm-hmm.
And then I need 30 minutes a night for journaling. So it's like, I'm like, man, that's already like an hour and a half of my day. And
that's a
where
lot.
I struggle.
But if you start with 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And maybe in the methods we could talk about, some of them don't take more than 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah, I heard like sitting down and journaling and reading is just very good for your mind. And
even in Christian circles, people say that.
Yeah, I agree. So, can you recap your steps one more time for me?
Yes. Remove limiting beliefs.
Okay.
Set your intentions, which means like visualize. Journal.
Mm-hmm.
And detach.
Okay. That's not bad. It's a 4-step process.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it works is kind of...
We can discuss that.
Yes, we'll discuss that. So, there's actually a lot of methods I found when doing it. I wasn't sure what scripting was. What was that? Do you know?
Scripting, I was confused because I was getting scripting confused with the 3-6-9 method and just like writing down your affirmations. But scripting is for people who struggle maybe with visualization. So instead of a dream board, they could write out a story of their life, like they're the main character kind of. And it would be like, today I got the keys for my new house. I walked in the backyard and I smelled the fresh air and it was a beautiful day. And it's like a story, but...
about what you want.
Exactly.
Okay. Interesting. That's like... would be really funny. Like to like read somebody else's script, Yeah. I feel like that would reveal a lot about who you are.
Yeah.
What you want.
It's interesting. I have some like some funny kind of interesting tips I'll read after. But something that I saw a couple times was don't tell anybody what you're manifesting. So.
It's a secret.
Anyway.
So I read too about the 3-6-9 method. And Nikola Tesla, I read about that too. And he was the 19th century scientist and inventor. And he believed that 3, 6, and 9 were divine numbers.
Right.
So to manifest using the 3-6-9 method, you think of something you want and create an affirmation for it. So to Maddie's example, I'm manifesting that money will come easily to me. You write that sentence down 3 times in the morning, 6 times at some point during the day, and 9 times at night right before you go to sleep. They state that writing before you go to bed will put you in a dream state with a subconscious feeling of positivity that will help with the manifestation process. After completing this process for a total of 33 days, your affirmation should become reality.
I did hear that. The 33 days.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know how, because, like, to your point, you're supposed to leave it. So I would think maybe you do it 33 days and then you stop because it's out there in the universe and then it will eventually become your reality. But I don't think I don't know much about the universe and how it works.
And like magical numbers.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't think you can manifest anything in a short time frame, especially if it's a big dream and a big goal.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm assuming is you do it for 33 days.
I think setting aside the 33-day time limit, I think it is kind of a good thing to give something that's important to you energy at the beginning of your day and the end of your day.
Yeah.
And Adam was talking to me about this, about like your beta brainwaves and theta. And theta is like deep sleep. And then I can't remember what the other ones are. But there's something about the way your brain is in the morning and at night. And, hippies would probably say, yeah, your brain waves interact with the way that the universe aligns. I don't know.
I like the way you voice that too.
That's how I picture them all. It's very stereotypical.
And then the other one was, have you heard of the 33x3 method?
I have heard this, I think.
It's kind of the same. but they want you to write your statement in the present tense. So, for instance, if you want extra cash, your statement should be, I am so grateful that I have received $100.
Yes.
So that's how you do it, and you do it 33 consecutive times for 3 days.
So that's the quick track.
Yeah, and then I guess TikTok has a 55 by 5 method that works the same way. And that's for manifestations of a grander scale, like getting your dream job or bringing a person into your life. So
I just thought of this. That sounds like detention. You know, and you'd have to write something 5,000 times.
I know.
I will not.
And 55 would be like really hard. I'd be counting it over and over. What if you wrote it 56 times?
You'd have to do it. You'd have to number the lines. But yes, it is extremely important. Mm-hmm. Everyone reiterated. You have to say stuff in the present tense as if it has already happened.
Yeah.
So you can't say, I am going. You have to say, I have.
Yeah. Money comes easily to me.
Currently.
Yeah, currently.
Yep.
Interesting. But yeah, those were the methods I had. There was a lot on there. Those are just the most common. Mm-hmm. So those are the ones I wanted to talk about.
I heard about a 17-second method as well.
I haven't heard of this one.
That one was really popular, and basically you hold a thought in your head for 17 seconds. There was this other, I don't know if he was a philosopher or what. His name was Abraham something. But he said if you can hold a thought in your head for 17 seconds, it'll come to you or something. I don't know exactly, but that was a really popular method that I had seen as well. Some tips that I found sometimes funny or interesting that you could do to really boost your manifestation can include burning bay leaves.
Okay.
You can sign your journal after every entry. Don't tell anyone, which I already said. You can put crystals on top of your, journal. And that is probably a whole nother episode about crystals. But somebody said rose quartz crystals are really good. You can wait to manifest on a full moon. Apparently staying hydrated elevates your vibrations.
Okay.
So that's important.
I think I need to just be hydrated to be healthy, but
that too.
Yeah.
Anybody who says water is just really good for this or that, it's like water's good for everything.
Water is good for everything, and it should taste a lot better, and I'd be more happy to drink it.
Yeah, I'm trying to get better about that. And then the last thing I wrote down was listen to high vibrational music, which you can actually look up on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Because it's supposed to obviously raise your vibrations. But I was looking at this diagram this guy was talking about, and apparently like states of depression, anxiety, sadness, anger are low vibrational, and then like states of euphoria or happiness or inspiration or courage are like higher on the scale. I don't know how he found that, but
interesting.
I do think it is interesting.
I think having a positive attitude in general helps a lot, though.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of, I know manifesting is different because you do affirmations, but I feel like a lot of manifestation has to do with a positive attitude.
Yeah. So it's really all positivity related. Yeah. So that's true.
Thinking that you're going to get what you want, you're going to achieve your dreams. Yeah.
And acting like it's already happened.
Yeah, for sure. So now I'm kind of going to the debunking section. Is there anything else you wanted to add?
I'll just do some quick shout outs. So some celebrities that are well known for their takes on manifestation are J-Lo, Ariana Grande, Jim Carrey. And Jim Carrey actually, when he first started out, he wrote himself a check for $10 million. And he said, I'm not going to stop until I can check this or cash this myself. And it happened.
Wow.
And that happened years and years and years before. So that's kind of an example. And then Oprah is like super known for manifestation. And I wanted to play a little clip of her talking about it briefly because I thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, but I don't vision board anymore because I am a powerful manifester. And I know that, and I know how to do it without physically putting it on a board. I know how, you have to, you want to know how to do it?
Absolutely.
You have to meet the vibration. You can't be above or below it. It's just what I was talking about, negative energy, positive energy. In order to draw the thing to you that you want to come, you can't want it so much that you fear that you won't get it. You have to want it. So in order for me to be on your vision board, you must have put it there and then you let it go.
Yes.
And then you weren't thinking about it every day. Because it doesn't come to you that way. You have to do it, and then you have to put it, and then you have to meet that vibration. You have to prepare yourself to be there and ready when it shows up. And you were. Jaleesa, you were there.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here.
So that was her kind of talking about detachment as well.
Huh.
But I thought that was very interesting because she's talked about it in a lot of different interviews and stuff. And then I kind of had a little manifestation example that happened to me last year. I wouldn't have ever classified it as that at the time, but looking back, like
maybe, yeah.
It was kind of interesting because I was obsessed with TikTok and I was like, I really want to make a viral TikTok or something. And I was talking to my friend Riley about it and I just started recording them every day. And I told her, I said, I have a really good idea. This one's going to blow up. And that was the day before. And then the next day I had a TikTok get 6 million views.
That's amazing.
It has 3 million views, 600 and something thousand likes.
Dang.
So it was really coincidental. I don't know why I felt like that was the one, but it kind of happened, and maybe it's because I felt like it was the one.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Quick, what was this TikTok about?
I basically jumped on a trend early and I added a little twist to it. And it was a joke about me liking chicken nuggets and macaroni and cheese and soda. It wasn't even that funny, but I just knew something about it was going to pop off. Mm-hmm. And it did.
Can you plug your TikTok name so people can find it?
My TikTok name is just Jadebird.
Jadebird.
Yeah.
Jadebird.
That's correct.
Okay.
I have no action on there anymore. I have 9,000 followers from that TikTok.
Dang.
But I don't really get any action because the algorithm is really weird. But that was a really interesting thing.
Yeah.
And then the last little story I wanted to share was a story that this guy was telling on YouTube. An example of how maybe manifestation can work in somebody's life. Mm-hmm. So there was this experiment where people were trying to prove that manifestation works by having people do finger exercises. So the control group did absolutely nothing. Then the experimental group did finger exercises to strengthen their finger muscles. And then the last group was told to do the exact same finger muscle exercises, but not physically do them. Do them in their mind and picture them. And after a month or two, everybody came back. And of course, the people who actually exercised their fingers had gained muscle, but the people who didn't even do any but just pictured it had gained 20% muscle in their fingers.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I thought that was a really cool story because it's your mind definitely has power over your body.
100%.
So anyway, I'm ready for your debunking.
Okay, so first I found this article, but before I talk about that, when I was trying to research the negative view of manifestation, there was a lot of it's all about action. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you've seen that, where it's I can't sit there and say money's going to come easily to me and just expect for it to happen. If I want money to come more easily to me, I have to work hard at my job and get my bonus. I have, so that's what their thing was. I saw a lot of that kind of stuff, which I agree with to a point, but I feel like if you're affirming it, you're going to automatically take the steps.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how I feel about that theory. Because it, like I said, if my thing is money is going to come more easily to me, I'll probably naturally be oh man, I really want to raise. Let me work my butt off.
And let me take care of the money I do have. And
and be subconscious about it. So, I don't know.
That was a point that I had written down too.
Yeah, it's an action. You have to take actual steps.
Yeah. The guy who was talking about it that I watched was calling it "get off your ass" or something. But I think something else that I think is interesting is there's that version, which is like the rise and grind people who are just like, I'm getting up every day at 4 a.m. working out, doing all this stuff, and then the opposite end is I'm putting rose quartz crystal on top of my journal and I'm sitting here and thinking about what I want while I'm playing a bowl or whatever.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is that genre of the rise and grind is a lot of men and the other is a lot of women.
Huh.
So I find that very interesting. There has to be a balance there, probably.
Yeah, I feel like you don't want to be too much.
Right.
And you need to take care of mentally.
Yeah.
But you also don't want to just, like, sit there.
Because if you're grinding to the bone and, like, working 24/7 and you're never checking in with yourself and your goals, that's going to wear you down.
Yeah. But that's kind of what I think, too. Like you said, balance for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I found this super interesting. One concern psychologist, good Lord.
We're struggling.
Yeah. Have with ideas like manifesting is that it doesn't take into account people whose thought can be inherently negative. I don't know if you've heard about this.
Mm-mm.
So those with people that have anxiety, depression, or other mental health diagnoses, if you overestimate the powers of your thoughts, it's actually a symptom of OCD. Yeah, and this is from a neuroscientist, Rhiannon Jones. She said, it could be very dangerous to people who already have anxiety disorders, but potentially it might even be enough to start those symptoms happening in someone who originally doesn't. So it can actually cause mental disorders.
Right.
To a point.
Yeah, if you're like, oh, I have to do my 3-6-9 method or my life's gonna go to hell or whatever.
And then, like, the article goes on to say, even if manifesting doesn't present serious mental health problems, there's also the fact that positive thinking alone will not actually change your material circumstances. In fact, it may do the opposite. There are decades of scientific research and dozens of studies proving that often positive thinking actually makes us more complacent and therefore less likely to muster the effort to achieve our goals, which is kind of what we talked about.
Huh.
But yeah, I think that was interesting.
That is a good point.
Yeah. So I guess, like, their example was for someone who has depression and believes that no one truly loves them. They're trying to manifest something, like, and they have that depression, like, that's a chemical imbalance.
Yeah.
They might think it's, I guess, true if nothing happens.
Yeah.
But, they're most likely not manifesting things right, I guess. But, if it doesn't happen, it could be a lot more devastating to someone with mental health disorders.
Yeah, so, it's like almost like an eating disorder. It's like, why didn't this make me look a certain way? Or
exactly. Yeah, so I found that, like, very, very interesting. So I am kind of still in the middle with it. I was, like, kind of anti it, but, like, when reading that it's kind of just about writing things and thinking positively, that's where I'm at. I probably will never do a method where it's like write it 55 times over the course of 5 days, but
I'm open to the 3-6-9 method because that's not, super labor intensive, and I think it is good to remind yourself of, like, you're working towards something bigger.
Yeah, and what was interesting about this article too is that it gives you a solution. Like, you don't have to technically do these steps of manifestation. It's called mental contrasting. And this is when you focus on your desire. They kind of kept that part on manifestation where you're focusing on what you want. But you focus equally on the obstacles in your way. You try to identify them and figure out ways to overcome them. So it's kind of like working together almost, like put your positive thoughts out there.
Yeah.
But also not look at it negatively, but think of how you're going to get
practically.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, that's what I found was really interesting when they started talking about like mental health issues, and manifestation's not ideal for someone that has mental health issues, and it can like cause it, like, and it's a big symptom of OCD, which
that makes sense. It can be super bad for people with OCD because from what I gathered, these people can get really stuck on numbers. So that's kind of an interesting point that I hadn't thought of.
Yeah.
But something that also I want to bring up is a little anxiety is a good thing.
Oh, 100%.
Obviously not crippling or like clinical anxiety, but you would never get anything done, like you said. You'd just become complacent.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. I think I've been trying to take my grandfather's method. If he ever comes on the podcast, I want him to talk about it, but I'll briefly explain it. Every single day, he makes an A, B, C list. A is things that have to get done. B is things that you want to get to, but if you don't, it's okay. And C is things that like can be done later if you don't get to them, right? So I think that's like a really good method too, is to organize your thoughts in that way. And so like for me, I'd probably like I said, if I'm wanting money to come easily for me, that could be like in the C category, in a way to incorporate that into my daily routine.
Yeah.
Is to say money's going to come more easily to me, but then in the A section, how? You know, like that would be kind of interesting. Something like that, a hybrid.
Right. Like the problem that I've gathered with everything that we both researched is this is a little too vague.
Yeah.
Like we need specifics and baby goals to get to the big goals.
Exactly.
And this makes it sound like you write something down, you hope really hard, and it'll just pop up for you.
Which is not the way a lot of people think. I remember, I don't know if you ever had to do it in school. At the beginning of every year, you had to write down like a goal and the 5 steps it takes to achieve that goal.
Oh, yeah. I never had to do that.
And they drilled that into us. It was like, I really remember doing it, and I think I had to do it like once a week, and it could be something like really stupid. Like, my goal is to actually do all my homework on Monday. And then you'd have to write how you're going to do it. I'm going to turn off the TV. I'm going to
get enough sleep.
I'm going to sit in a quiet room for an hour to do it. Yeah. So I think that is kind of what has always been drilled into us. So the idea of manifestation just seems so unnatural to me. But
that seems like a good method. And maybe that's why you're so productive today.
Maybe.
And maybe that's why I quit school and am a barista at 23.
No. You're happy.
That's true. I am happy.
That's what matters. I think you should manifest something.
Well, after researching, I do think there is some credence to it. And I am more open-minded to it now. And I would be interested in trying the 3-6-9 method, but I do believe in God, so I wouldn't phrase it as the universe.
Yeah, I agree.
I would spend my time probably praying to God, but I guess a last step that I didn't put on here, so maybe it's a 5-step thing to manifestation, is the last thing is to be grateful for what you have.
Yes, I've read, like, a lot of people are doing the grateful or thankful journals as well.
Yeah. So, gratitudes is how they phrase it a lot of times, like on TikTok and stuff, but really meditate on what you already have and thank God or the universe for it or whatever. But yeah, I think that this could easily lead to a state of constant greed. Yeah. Which isn't a good thing. But if you balance it out and are practical about it, I think it could be good.
I think one of the guys I work with, I told him what we were doing today, and he said that his manifestation method is he gives himself like a pep talk every day. And I think that kind of version would be really, really is what I would more so do. And maybe like writing down like my goals in a present tense would be good. The dream board, I think that would be more my speed.
I think a dream board sounds really fun.
I think so too.
And it gives you something to, work toward and look forward to.
Especially if you're a visual person.
Yeah.
So,
and a creative person.
Yeah.
Going back to, like, the pep talk, it kind of reminds me of, there was this trend or, like, an experiment where you talk mean to one plant and then you talk really nice to a different plant, and you keep them in separate rooms in the same light and everything, and see what happens. And the plant that gets talked to negatively and screamed at actually doesn't grow as much.
Really?
Yeah. So there is power to our words, and something, I feel like my dad said this, but something that always has stuck in my mind is your cells hear you. And I think that's true. I mean, I
definitely think there's, like, an energy, like a positive energy, like...
It's the same thing as us. We're made of cells, and whenever somebody speaks positively...
You're boosted.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, you feel different.
Yeah.
Physically, even.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, because if I, like, came in here and was really negative towards you, even if you were positive, I feel like that would bring you down.
Yeah.
So it makes sense with a plant. Yeah. Unless it's me. I kill everything. I try.
Maybe you should try giving it some pep talks.
Okay. You're gonna grow and you're not gonna die.
Yeah.
It will probably still die. I kill everything.
Or maybe you could try just sending it good vibes.
Yeah. I'm giving you good vibrations.
It is interesting that you can just tell when somebody's vibe is off.
That is true.
Like, there's something to that.
I think in people's faces a lot of time you can tell.
It's a lot of mannerisms and body language, but sometimes it's not even that. Sometimes I think there's just a human intuition where you can tell.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a woman's intuition.
Maybe it's that for sure. I mean, I think that women do have a really good intuition most of the time.
One of my last questions or, like, thoughts on this was... Anybody who truly takes manifestation to, like, the nth degree and is doing all this stuff clearly doesn't believe in, like, fate.
Yeah.
Or, like, predestination. Because you believe in free will and, like, I don't know. I just thought that was an interesting thought.
Yeah, that is a good thought. I didn't even think of that, but you're right. I mean, predestination is something I believe in pretty strongly.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Biblically, I believe in predestination for sure.
Well, I'm not there.
I had to do, like, a study on predestination.
Well, maybe you could teach me about it.
It's essentially, like, from what I understand from the religious perspective, I did this paper, like, 2 years ago, so bear with me if it's wrong, but it's essentially, like, everything God already knows is going to happen to you. So, like, for instance... How, like, the Bible says you have this many hairs on your head, da-da-da, he knew you in your mother's womb, da-da-da, like, there's a lot of stuff about that, and it's essentially, like, God knows every step that your life is going to take, and he has predestined it that way. So that's kind of, like, how I've understood it, and I believe in it, because, like, obviously, if I believe God created this whole world and this whole universe, why wouldn't he have already known the plan of my life?
Right.
And so that's kind of, like, what's very interesting to me. But then, like, psychologically, the question comes in of if, God did predestine everything, why would he let someone be born who's never going to hear the gospel and then, like, go to hell? So it's very, very interesting for sure.
Yeah, and, like, that whole debate kind of frames the idea around the Bible is obviously true.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't think the Bible's true.
Yeah.
So that's this. I don't want it to be a whole Christian thing.
No.
I just think that the idea of fate coming into this conversation of manifestation is an interesting thing.
The whole concept is interesting because I think with the subject of predestination, I think you could still have that to a point because God already knows.
Yeah.
Like, what you're going to manifest almost.
Yeah.
So it all kind of works together.
Yeah.
But it's all very confusing at the same time. But yeah, I think manifestation and putting positive vibes and positive affirmations out there is healthy for anybody, even if you're not looking to manifest something.
It can never hurt.
No. And I think the idea like that 3-6-9 method gives you like, I think it would be good for people who have a stressful job or just stressed in general to, in the middle of their day, like at the beginning of their day, to think positively, but especially in that middle of your day where you're kind of like, ugh. And then right before you go to bed, I think that's a very positive thing to do.
And routines are good for humans.
Yeah, so should we like maybe
take a stance? Oh, yes.
What'd you say?
Oh, I said should we take a stance, but I think you're right. We need to manifest.
Maybe both.
Okay.
We can do both. So my stance on it is so in the middle. Cuz, you know, I agree that you have to have steps. I'm going to say yes. I believe manifestation is a thing as long as it coincides with actions and obstacles and making sure you realize that.
Right.
So that's my stance. Yes, but with that.
I 100% agree.
Okay, cool. That was easy.
Yeah. I think we're pretty aligned on that, but I don't think that crystals necessarily hold power, but I haven't given that much research.
I know we're trying to not be overly biblical here, but there are, people believe that crystals are like satanic.
People
have you heard that?
Yeah, in this whole conversation, people would be like, "Oh, that's witchcraft or something."
Yeah, so I'm like really upset about this whole crystal thing with energy because they're so pretty and I like the look of them, but I'm like, I don't want people coming into my house and thinking I'm like a witch.
Yeah, but I don't know. I would just say, oh, I thought it was pretty.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
They can think what they want to
But if you go into a crystal store, it definitely has a weird vibe in it, like different.
Well, I think the people that would choose to probably own a crystal store and give a lot of, depth to crystals may be dabbling in like actual rituals and stuff.
Yeah.
So
possibly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely think they're pretty, but I think that will definitely need to be an episode.
That'd be good.
Because it's interesting.
Talking about different crystals
and what they do. And
that would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I probably should learn about it.
I think so.
I got Dawn, my mom, this magical egg once.
A magical... Is it the one that you put in water and a dinosaur comes out?
No. It was actually from a crystal shop. I think it was from New England somewhere. And I was up there visiting. And there was this egg that you put on a pedestal. And it, brings positivity and health or something.
Interesting.
She liked it.
I have bought... It's kind of like a crystal. I bought this one thing. And it was like... It was a heart, and it's a keychain, and, when you rubbed it, it was supposed to, release all of your stress.
Right.
And so I got that for my friend once as a joke, because she was really stressed at work.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
If somebody has a problem with that, then they just need to
Yeah, and I did this, 5
else.
years ago, before, crystals were big. I feel like it's more of this is, maybe 1 to 2 years of a new thing, it seems like.
Yeah, if you're doing seances with crystals, that's a different conversation.
For sure. So what do we want to manifest for this podcast?
That's a great question. I guess I can say one manifestation and you can say one. Okay, let me think here. Okay. I am so happy and thankful that our podcast has reached 1,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Okay, I like that. For me, I am so happy and thankful that we have reached our 100th episode. Is that one?
That's a great one.
Does that work? Okay.
Yeah, because we haven't reached it
I was
yet.
trying to think of a goal, and I was like, I don't want to sound too... It has to be reachable, right?
Yeah.
So we're chugging.
I think that's a practical, good goal.
Okay.
It's not too vague, and it gives us something to look forward to.
So, on our 100th episode, we'll talk about how we manifested it. And then once we get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube...
We're going to replay this clip.
Yes, and we'll also be a little thankful to God, too.
Yes, thank you, God.
Yes, exactly. Well, I think that wraps us up with the topic.
I think so, too.
But I have a misconnection for you.
I'm so excited.
This is from New York.
Okay.
And it's called Other Side of Your Straightness. You were the D1 guy who gave me a look while we got gas on Route 46, Montclair State. Glad you pulled over and had dark tints. You mentioned a girl, but you liked some man-on-man on the side for when you really needed to blow off some steam with a guy who knows how to handle a big one. Can't find your number. You said you were packing for someone experienced. You or someone like you out there? ? Hit me up.
Does his girlfriend know that?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like she'd have to. But yeah, so, if you're in New York,
manifest
being able to handle a big one, I guess.
Ew. I'm just
disturbed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, man on the side, so he's bi.
Yeah, for sure. I think he prefers girls, but man on man helps him
blow off steam.
I guess. I don't know. I found that one first and I was like, yes.
I think that was a great story. It kind of had a beginning, middle, and end.
I mean, and the person was specific. The route and everything. So
they had good grammar.
Yeah. At least there was that.
Was there punctuation?
Yes. Sometimes they don't have any punctuation. But yeah, so that was our episode on manifestation.
I think this was a great one.
I agree. It was fun to research. I enjoy going down the rabbit hole with a fun topic.
Yeah.
And learning about something that I had no knowledge on manifesting.
Right.
So
I am enjoying the podcast because I've been trying to learn something new every week for our topic.
Yeah.
So that's been fun.
Yeah, it has for sure.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see you next week.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye. Hey, it's Becca.
Hey, it's Maddie.
Thank you so much for listening to the Basic Bee podcast.
Follow us on the gram at basicbpod
and join our private Facebook group linked in the episode notes.
Be sure to catch our next episode and leave us a nice review.
Until then, stay basic.
Bye, bees.